Yo, what's good? Welcome back to another episode of Levitation, the Sunday series, and we back with another one and another good one. As a matter of fact, it's so good that I might split it up into 3 parts. So here's part 1. As we become believers, we should know by now that actually being a believer isn't as easy as we thought. Straight up, it's tough to be obedient. And we sometimes may have the question of, how can I do this? Why is it so hard? I've been putting in effort and I'm still not seeing any results. And this can sometimes discourage us. But then God revealed to me that being a believer is like exercising. As simple as it may seem on the surface, when you dive deep into actually exercising, it's not simple at all. You remember going to the gym for the first time? You remember the excitement, being overwhelmed by all the equipment? You go there, you get your membership, and you leave there, you ready to work out. You ready to work out that night. You just extra motivated. That's the same thing when we get into the faith. We get overwhelmed by all the potential that we can benefit from by being believers. And we get extra motivated to live correctly. We get extra motivated to turn our lives around. We have a vision or idea of the better version of ourselves. But something happens in both scenarios. You realize that there's work to do. It's more than just getting a membership. It's more than just believing. There's actual effort that has to be behind the belief. In James chapter 2 verse 17 it says, "So you see, faith by itself isn't enough unless it produces good deed. It is dead and useless." In another version it says, "Faith without works is dead." It's not enough to just believe. Work has to follow. Just like working out, the first week is pretty easy. Why? Because the motivation is still there. You so motivated that you go to the grocery store and you get all kinds of healthy food. You've been eating Popeyes for the last month, and because of motivation, you're completely willing to change your eating habits. And that goes on for some time. But then, unfortunately, something happens. One day, you don't feel like getting up to go to the gym. One day, you don't feel like eating right. And you figure since you've been committed for however long you've been committed, it's just okay for me to take one off day. But that's the issue. It's never just one day. And that's what happens to us spiritually also. At first, we want to do right. We're motivated to live the right lifestyle. We even change our habits and what we ingest in our spirit. Sometimes we change the music we listen to. We change the shows or the movies we watch. Some of us stop getting on social media. But then one day you get tempted and you don't feel like resisting. You don't feel like obeying. You don't feel like praying. You don't feel like reading. And you think it's okay because you've been so consistent before. One day won't hurt. Again, it's never just one day. You miss one day, it makes it that much easier to miss another day. We so spiritually out of shape that we can't afford to miss no days. Jesus himself says in Luke chapter 9 verse 23, then he said to the crowd, "If any of you wants to be my follower, you must give up your own way, take up your cross daily, and follow me." It's effort on a daily basis. In order to do it on a daily basis, it has to be a lifestyle, meaning your reasoning behind it has to be in the right place. If your reasons for working out is just to get a summer body, I'm here to tell you right now that that is not enough motivation to make you consistent in doing the work necessary in order to get the desired body type that you want. But if your reasoning is for health purposes, to maintain your health, if your reasoning is to get stronger because you play a sport, if the reasoning behind working out is in the right place, working out is going to turn into a lifestyle. And once it turns into a lifestyle, you're going to be consistent enough to start to see the results. Same thing spiritually. What's the reason why you believe? Is it because it's been tradition? Is it because it's the safe route to say that you're a believer? Is it because you want the blessings and the miracles to happen in your life? I have some bad news. If those are the reasons why you're a believer, they are not sustaining reasons to keep you consistent in doing what a believer does. You're going to be motivated for a while, but when you're not seeing results, you're going to start to slack off. But if your reasoning for believing is because you believe that Christ is the only way, the only truth, and the only life, you can't do life without him. If you believe, not for the superficial reason, but because you really believe that he is who he say he is, and he did what he said he did for you, that is enough to carry you through when you don't feel like doing the work. And because your consistency in doing the work is a lifestyle, you'll start to see the results of being a believer. It's funny because the lack of results is the reason why most people stop going to the gym and working out. It's the same reason why most people stop believing. But in order to get the results that you're looking for, you have to be consistent in doing the work. If work is put in, results are guaranteed. In Galatians 6:9 it says, so let's not get tired of doing what is good. At just the right time you will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't give up. Your consistency will produce results. So let's get in the gym and start exercising our faith. This is Levitation, where we're reaching the highest potential. Stay blessed.